I was asked how to make steps, so I'm going to show you how to do that. All you need to do is gather 2 strips labeled loop. You'll need a magazine for tracing on, ballpoint pen, ruler, scissors, and clear tape. First step is to take one of the strips labeled loop, and you're going to trace along both dotted lines. You're going to fold along these lines so that the pattern is on the outside. So these are sometimes called mountain folds because along each line it's going to be shaped like a mountain. Second step, you're going to cut along each of these black lines till you get to the dotted line. You're going to do that 2 lines in a row, then you're going to skip 2 lines, and then you do 2 in a row, skip 2, do 2 in a row, skip 2, and do 2 in a row. You're going to turn around and you're going to do, for every slot that you cut on one side, you're going to cut the same ones on the other side. And I'll show you how that looks when we're done. So I do 2, skip 2, I'm going back in the other direction. Next step, you're going to make a mountain fold. So you're going to bend it back like this. And you're going to make a valley fold. You're going to keep alternating in that. Mountain fold, valley fold. And you may start to see that it's starting to look a little bit like steps. Okay, once you've made the folds, then you're going to skip the first section. This is just going to hang loose right here. And then you're going to bring this piece and you're going to fold it inside the longer piece that it's next to. And it should look like one end of a little box. And you're going to use tape to hold it there. You can put the tape just along the outside edge, bring them together, and then fold the tape over. I'm going to turn it to the other side. And you only need small pieces of tape, so I'm going to put the tape on here first. I'm going to line it up, and then I'm going to press the tape onto the inside piece, just like this. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with the next little piece. I'm going to tape it to the inside of the long strip that it's next to. Put tape on here, bring this together, fold it over. And this is what it should look like after that step. It should have 4 kind of long boxes, and they need to be longer than they are tall, basically because if you made them as tall as they are long, the marble would bounce too wildly and it would bounce out of the track. The next thing you need to do is take your other strip, and for this you could actually use a straight track. It does not need to be a loop track. Any track will do. And you're going to trace along the dotted lines, and you're going to fold, and that will help to give it. You're going to then tape this to the steps, and here you can either fold it up or either valley fold or mountain fold. I'm going to do a valley fold this time so you can't see those lines. And then this will sit in here, and you'll tape this to the side of your steps, and that will help to give it some strength. And if you do this, you want to make sure that you don't tape it together like this or like this. So each side has to be about even. One way to do that is if you line up each of these corners so that it just reaches the top of a wall. That usually works pretty well. So I'm going to get it just to the top edge of that wall. I'm going to tape it down. Do the next one. Pull a piece of tape on there as well. And you can put a few of these together one after another if you wanted a longer set of steps. And you turn it around to the other side and you do the same thing all over again. Just put little pieces of tape to keep it to give it some strength. And that's the steps. That's how you do it. This shows an alternate way to attach the sides. You can attach just a strip along one edge. The way I showed you is a little bit easier and a little bit stronger.